Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. They've been doing okay. It's sad, girl. We got to take what we can get. I almost said Potomac, but I said I'm not going to do that. They've been trying to step it up a notch. I'm not mad at the resort. I'm not mad at the boat, yacht, whatever you want to call it. It's a whole lot better than what we've seen in the past. When they were in Miami, they were on paddle boats. They had those girls on paddle boats eating ham sandwiches with Capri Suns and a few Oreo cookies. Baby, y'all don't remember? I know y'all remember. Y'all don't remember when they were in Miami on that paddle boat? And then last year, when Mama Mia, took them to, where were they at? Charleston? Not Charleston. Charlotte. Was it Charlotte? And they were all squeezed on that floaty. Anyways, y'all be careful out there. It's something going around, baby. Everybody I know got the cooties. I'm almost in the clear. I feel a whole lot better. But clearly I'm not 100%. But my nose is not running as bad as it was yesterday, so that's a good thing. Girl, we just gonna talk. Can I say something? Can I say something? This is what I feel. I do feel like a lot of people are being unfair to Angel. I really do believe that. Now, don't get it twisted. If you've watched my reviews this season, you will know that I have called out Angel and her ways and why she is partly to blame for the position that she's in, especially with Wendy. When it comes to Wendy and Angel, girl, Wendy is gonna have her stiletto heel and on Angel's neck, in Angel's neck forever. And she's not gonna release it. I mean, unless she go to jail, that's about the only time she gonna leave Angel alone. But if she don't go to jail, then she gonna forever have her foot on Angel's neck. The beef between Angel and Wendy really is Angel's fault. But that does not take away from what I see how it could look like a pile on with Angel. I feel like when we watch these reality shows, there has to be a victim, there has to be a villain, like someone has to be the bad guy, you know? And I feel like that's what's happening with Potomac. When you think about what Angel has done, Angel hasn't done anything so nasty and gutter snipe to the point where I feel like her name should be being as mentioned as much as it is. It's insane to me how in one breath the girls and boys get mad when people are too sensitive, but then on the other hand, girl, they do reach down in the pits of hell, then they took it too far. It's almost like you can't win. We have a handful of housewives that have come out and people love. Stacy, people love, right? Even though Stacy comes across as someone who's a little bit fraudulent, but for the most part, we love Stacy. Tanya, remember Tanya? She fled to Canada from Atlanta. I think for the most part, people loved Tanya. Tia, I think a lot of people are warming up to Tia, but for the most part, it's not one of those things where the girls come on the show and everybody just loves the person. I think there is a big, I think there is, I think that people are purposely misunderstanding Angel. And maybe I'm looking at it through a different lens because I watched the show multiple times and I also review the show. So I'm listening and looking at a lot of things. Sometimes, girl, we get it wrong. But, for the most part, I'm looking and listening to I'm trying to catch every word that's being said. let's just talk about. I'm sorry, y'all. We getting back into the groove of stuff. This is how I groove. This is how I groove. Girl, it's really moved, but I just changed the words up. Um, we'll just get this out of the way. The producer cam, of course, had not catches, but it is recording Jazzy, Stacy, and Ashley having a conversation about how she knows Chris Samuels due to a People magazine article coming out. Girl, like I said, it's nothing there, but of course they're trying to make this a storyline. Stacy does not know Monique. Monique does not know Stacy. The way that Ashley is trying to push this, you would think it was Portia and Fallon and Simon. You would think that Stacy walked into Monique's home and walked out with her husband and her hen to say. You see what I'm saying? These people don't know each other. Stacy owes Monique nothing. So if she did hop on Chris' dick and do a full split, so what? I think Jazzy asked her, "Did you have sex with Chris?" She said no. She said her and Chris went out on a date, and that was it. But if she did, who gonna do something about it? You see what I'm saying? Anyways, we done with that. Um, I will say this much: Stacey is a kiki. I laugh at Stacey a lot during this episode. Bitch, when Stacey, so Wendy was sick the night before. She didn't go out. She had a sinus infection. So this is the next day. She's in her bathroom getting ready for the day. Stacey walks in, they're talking. And Stacey said she had an allergic reaction. Girl, I didn't know. Girl, Stacey lip, the whole side of Stacey lip was just swollen. When I tell you, remember the way Stacey was like, is it, can you tell? Yes. Can you can you tell? Yes, girl. Yes, girl, we can tell. Girl, the whole side of your face is swollen, girl. Anyways, let's talk about Kay. Kay, Jazelle, and Wendy. Listen. Kay is a gorgeous girl. I don't vibe with Kay. I don't dislike Kay. I don't go up for Kay. Kay is like in the middle with me. I just don't think Kay is a great housewife. I don't. I think that she would be so much better in a friend role. I really, really do. I think if Kay was a friend, I think that she would probably be doing okay. She really reminds me of Marlo. It almost feels like she's trying to come up with anything to have some type of conflict or storyline. And I really honestly believe that it's because she wants to distract from her relationship. So she's trying to come up with something with the group. Now, in this scenario, it was brought back to Jazelle that Kay doesn't like her. So Jazelle wanted to address that. Rightfully so, right? Because, like Jazelle says, I ain't really did nothing to the girl. She did think that Kay was the aggressor in the fight that happened at the club. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have a problem with you, because if I feel like you were the aggressor, then you were the aggressor, right? Kay says, in Kay's defense, they did already talk about this at the reunion, and she did tell Jazelle exactly how she felt. So it kind of is a repetitive conversation. Why are we having this conversation again? Well, it's because Kay threw out there, you don't even like her. Talking about Jazelle when Kay and Wendy got into the argument, she threw out there that that Wendy doesn't like Jazelle. That's not a secret. And so Wendy said, no, you don't like her. So that's why they're having this conversation. Jazelle and Kay, and Wendy too, because Kay wanted Wendy to be a part of the conversation so she could know what Wendy told Jazelle for Jazelle to think that Kay doesn't like her. They were gonna have a conversation with all three of them, but they just ended up having a conversation in front of the whole group. Um, I hope that makes sense what I just said. So Kay basically felt like Jazelle really wasn't a friend to her when she got hit in the head. In Jazelle's defense, you want me to be worried about your head when I was worried about my daddy's head. And what was going on with my daddy's head clearly was way worse than what happened to yours. So, girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, that's probably what I would have said. Okay? Girl, you think I give a fuck about you, girl, fighting at the club? Cause my daddy is dead. Girl, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, that was, girl, what you fighting in the club was the last thing on my list. The last thing. But I want to know this. The same way Kay feels as though Jazelle didn't step up to the plate and I guess be a friend to her, does Kay step up to the plate and be a friend to the people that she's calling out? Like when you said that Wendy was a horrible friend to you and she didn't tell you she was going to the NAACP awards or whatever, and Wendy said she had already told everybody that her kids were sick, even the NAACP, so she didn't know if she was going to make it or not. Did you, just like Angel asked her, did you ask her about her kids? When you did you ask Jazelle about her father, or were you just worried about the fact that you had a scar on your skull? When Jazelle says, "Girl, you're a high maintenance friend," I believe Kay. It don't even have nothing to do with being single, because I'm single. Kay is too needy, even for me. Ain't got no man, ain't got no dog, no cats, no fish, no nothing. And I couldn't be there for Kay the way that Kay would need me to show up as a friend. Girl, you're too needy. Two, if I gas you up on the phone like Wendy gassed you up, that's not enough. If I show up to you as a friend on the show, that's not enough. Then you say, "Oh, we talk on the phone all the time," like she said about Wendy. But when we talk on the phone, you do congratulate me and you do hype me up, but it's always about the show. Girl. But then when I'm a friend to you on the show, you say, "Well, you're only a friend when the cameras go up because you want to show that you're a good friend." Like, girl, you didn't call me even though I know your daddy was dying in the hospital, now he's actually dead. You didn't call me enough to check on me. Girl, um Jazzy. So Jazzy asked Stacy to be a bridesmaid, a bridemaid. Is that what Nene call them? The S is not silent, honey. So Jazzy asked Stacy to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. Girl, y'all be moving so fast with these friendships on these shows. Stacey said no because she had something to do. Basically, her cannabis business. I think it's launching or doing. It's something happening in the same week as Jazzy's wedding. But Jazelle says that she believes that she is because she said no because she didn't think that Jazzy basically was going to be on the show. Jazelle tried to code it up. Oh, she didn't think that Jazzy was going to be a part of the friend group. Now that Jazzy is a part of the show, I think Stacy might be going to the wedding now. Girl, I don't know, girl. Jazzy and Tia. Jazzy, girl, I like Jazzy. Baby, Jazzy fine as hell, bitch. Bitch, bitch. You know, coochie is not my ministry. Hello, but I was looking at Jazzy like, But I'm not even gonna sit here. I'm not even gonna sit here. Lie. I was over here, girl. I had to look down at my pants and make sure no one moving, girl. I didn't know what was going on. Girl, I be so confused sometimes, girl. You know they say it's confusion. They say, you know they say it's just what they say. It's just what they say. What they say when we gay. What y'all tell us? What y'all be telling us? It's just a not a cycle. When it's just a just a moment, girl. Girl, I think am I bad? Girl, am I bad? Let me blow my nose. Girl, I be so confused sometimes. I don't be knowing if I be liking girls. I don't be know if I be liking trans men. I don't be know if I be liking studs. I just be looking at people.
Baby.
Girl, I be so confused. Anyways, Jazzy is fine as hell. That's what I will say. But I did not know Jazzy was fine like that. Jazzy is fine. And she gorgeous. Shout out to Jazzy. What was I saying? God, I got distracted. Oh, she do too much. Yeah, that's what I was about to get on. Jazzy and Tia get into it. Basically, the restaurant that they were at the night before, the owner, Mr. Sunshine, he basically likes Jazzy. It was an older black man. Girl, I'm not gonna lie, I hollered when Kay said, bitch. When Kay said Jazzy, why are you getting so worked up about people saying that, Mr. Sunshine is Darius, which is her soon to be husband's competition? Girl, that man got 2 teeth and 2 dreads. Now that right now had me screaming. Baby, she said that man had 2 teeth and 2 dreads. Why are you getting so worked up? So basically, Jazzy got upset because she felt as though Tia was trying to be funny. Tia made a joke about Darius having competition with Mr. Sunshine. And she was like, how dare you say that 14 days before my wedding? It was so dramatic and over the top. You can tell that Jazzy was trying to have a moment. To me, I think it flopped. I think for a lot of the girls it flopped because I heard Wendy say, girl, can you pass girl, can you pass her that bread? like nobody was really I don't think it really landed. Well, it didn't land for me. I'll just say it didn't land for me because I felt like it was so unnecessary and out of the blue. Tia, you know what I like about Tia? Tia reminds me of like it's this show called Love and Marriage Huntsville on TV. And one of the characters is Kimmy. She's like one of my faves. Even though, she get on my nerves sometimes. But she's a very direct person. Um, Straightforward. There's no confusion when she speaks. You know exactly what she means. You know exactly how she feels. If you walk away from the conversation with any type of confusion, she leaves no room for interpretation. It's you if you're confused, and I feel like that's what Tia is. I think it's good to have a person in the group who kind of just boom, 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 and it is what it is. Like, girl, I'm not about to sit here and do this arguing, yelling stuff with you. We can have a little 1-2. But, girl, I don't know if you noticed, but Tia really doesn't yell. Even when she wrapped up Ashley, she didn't yell. She kind of got Jazzy together. She didn't yell. It's very much boom, 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 boom. Girl, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You're going to say what you say, and, girl, we're going to move on. I like that. Shout out to Tia. But Tia basically told her, girl, basically relax. Girl, it's not that deep. I was making a joke. I don't know you to be joking like that, so I know. But basically, I know now, what my limits are. But girl, it's not that deep. And I'm sorry. Um, okay. Now this is what I wanted to talk about. I'm 100% Team Angel in this scenario, and I'm gonna tell you why. So they leave dinner, and it looked like they had been there all fucking day. Okay. Um, it says 30 minutes. They said the cameras went down for 30. It says 30 minutes later, cameras and audio break to travel to resort. Now I want y'all to keep in mind that while they're telling us that the cameras are down, they literally have footage of Jazzy and Angel talking. Okay. Let's be very clear. Even on the golf court, they still show us footage and audio of Jazzy and Angel talking. Okay. Now on the footage they showed us when they were on, I don't know what that was, a bus. I don't know. Um, they didn't show us audio, but they showed us footage. The footage that they showed us on the golf court, we heard Angel basically cursing somebody out. So even when Wendy says, "Girl, the cameras are down," no, girl, we no. The thing about Housewives is the cameras are never down unless you Kathy Hilton. That's the only bitch where the cameras actually went down, and they said they wasn't. Girl, hello. The cameras are never down on Housewives. We've seen that with Portia. Hey, remember when we heard Portia say, "One of y'all gonna eat me out tonight?" Baby, y'all better be glad Portia went at that motherfucking y'all better be glad Portia went at that at that bachelorette party, baby. Cause baby, Portia would have had one of y'all, baby, in between her legs and in her butt. Shout out to Funky. Hello. Anyways, so they're headed back to the resort because they're about to have um, Jazzy's bachelorette party, right? Everybody looks nice. Jazelle actually looked nice. Ashley looked nice. Wendy looked nice. Angel, everybody looked nice. My favorite was, believe it or not, my favorites were Jazelle, um, Wendy, and baby Jazzy. Baby. So, bitch, I don't know what Stacy said she was dressed like a sexy, I don't know, was it Duchess? Duchess? Like the dun, 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 dun. Hey! Y'all know the people. The people. I don't know. Yeah. She walked into the party. She said something. Stacy is funny. Stacy is a kiki. Baby Stacy walked into that party. And I don't know what she said. She said something like, "Good time." Should I tell you, bitch? Bitch, the way I must have hollered when she walked into that party and said that. Anyways, Tia had on a robe. I love, you know what? I love the fact that Tia had on a robe. And they were like, "Is that coming off?" And Tia said no. I said, "Come on. Girl, I'm not doing nothing I don't want to do. I don't feel comfortable dressing like that, so I'm not going to dress that way. I want to wear my robe. And I'm going to give y'all a little nasty fishnet stocking, and that's all y'all getting from me." Okay? Now, if y'all want to walk around with y'all ass out, that's all fine and dandy. I'm not doing it. So shout out to Tia. It was Tia. Did I say Stacy? Tia. Tia had on a robe. So, girl, they giving lap dances. I'm not gonna lie, girl. Girl. When Ashley and when Ashley and Jazzy were dancing, girl, girl, I thought it was kind of hot. I was like, mm, 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 interesting. Let me rewind that. Let's see. Let me look at that again. Mm, okay. Okay. Let's see. Girl, the thing that got me though, Jazzy, you did all that cutting up. Girl, you can tell Jazzy is a bona fide freak. Baby, when I tell you she had some handcuffs behind her head, I don't know how this bitch, when I tell you everybody in the room gagged, girl, this girl had her hands behind her back and somehow managed to pull her hands around her head like this with her hands in handcuffs. I said, "Oh, girl." Because she was bending over, ass all out. Girl, you could tell Jazzy. You can tell Jazzy likes to have a good time. You can tell Jazzy likes to have a good time. Um, She would be the type of girl I would like to hang out with. Like she seems like she would be fun. Um, a little dramatic, but she's still fun. Um, Baby, this is the only thing I couldn't understand though. Jazzy did all of that hollering to Tia just to turn around and damn near girl bumping cats with Ashley. Girl, you was damn near a lesbian. Girl, you was just hollering about Darius, girl, 5 minutes ago, and now you over here, girl, grinding and winding and moving your body and all of this, and girl, Ashley licking your neck, girl, girl, she damn near ate your puss out on camera. I was so confused. I said, now, girl, I'm not mad at the girls for having fun, but I be trying to tell y'all. I be trying to tell y'all that, girl, when it comes to the lesbians, girl, when it comes to lesbianism, is that a word?
What about your lesbian relationship, bitch? What about it?
Baby girl said that we was gay, girl. We was kissing lesbians, girl.
That people will not put it on the same level as like Kay could never do that. Not Kay. What's her name? Jazzy could never do that with a man. You see what I'm saying? Darius would probably get mad. But if it's a woman, Darius might not care. Because in Darius' head, he might be thinking, well, shit, I can probably fuck both of them. People, now I know that's not everybody, but I really do believe that for the most part, I think a large percentage of people don't look at girl-on-girl action as cheating. Even though her and Jazzy were not necessarily cheating. But if that was, girl, if she was down to All the Queen's Men, the show with Eva and Big Dick Bolo, shout out to Bolo, girl, the one who was fucking Portia and Tanya that night, I don't know. I just made that up. Let me stop lying. I don't know. Girl, Ken said she heard some noises. All I know, bitch, is Kenya said that she heard some noise. We almost back 100%, bitch. Girl, Kenya said she heard some noises, and all of a sudden we looked up and Tanya, she fled the country. She said that Bolo, Portia, and Tanya was in that room together, and she said she heard some noises coming from that room with Portia, Big Dick Bolo, and Tanya, and then after that, Kenya went on motherfucking girl trying to figure out who's who, and girl, we never saw Tanya again. So y'all do the math. Anyways, this ain't even got nothing to do with them. But anyways, girl, like Jazzy could never allow Bolo to lick her neck the way that Ashley licked her neck. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, it was cute. Yeah, when Stacy said we're not gonna hog tie the girl now because they had put handcuffs on Jazzy's wrist. Anyways, so they all taking a turn on Jazzy. Now, this is where Angel kind of opened up the door. She did. So she gets up and then I think she puts the handcuffs on Jazzy, I believe. And then she says, your crime is having a big mouth. That's what she said. And then Jazelle said, some of what Jazelle basically said was, does she have a big mouth because she said something she wasn't supposed to say? I think she said something along the lines, does she have a big mouth because Darius is happy, which is her soon-to-be husband, or does she have a big mouth because she said something she wasn't supposed to say? And then Angel said, not to y'all. It's no shade. She has a big mouth, but this is your Bachelorette. Let's just have some fun. Let's just have some fun. That's what she said. And then Wendy came in, and then she said, I have a question. What were you guys talking about on the golf cart? Now, this is where I'm Team Angel 100%. So long story short, Angel starts to tell starts to tell us the story that Jazzy brought to her about, basically, when this was back in 2016, they basically tried to say that some girl tried to say that Angel was trying to trap Bobby, basically. And she stole like $30,000. That's basically what the story was about. Angel feels a way because she doesn't know how to take what Jazzy just told her. I completely agree. Because let's just call a thing a thing. Even though they did try and reassure um, Angel, girl, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. Girl, that was 2016. Girl, that's your husband. Now, who gives a fuck what that bitch got to say? They did say that. So I have to give them credit for that, right? But the fact of the matter is, we have watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have watched The Real Housewives of Potomac, girl, New York, Orange County, Beverly Hills, Miami, and we know how nasty and dirty it can get. And we know how these girls always tell us how people are messaging them, DMing them, emailing them, sending smoke signals, how they have different connections to bloggers. So we're not going to sit here and act like Angel doesn't have a reason to be looking at Jazzy sideways. Because while they're trying to paint the picture that, well, Jazzy actually was looking out for you because she told you off camera. Well, if she told her off camera, we wouldn't have the footage of them having the conversation on camera. What the fuck? If she told her off camera, we wouldn't have the audio of Angel basically calling her a stringy haired bitch, not Jazzy, the girl who, I guess, DM'd Jazzy. And just like Angel said in her confessional, I don't know her. Talking about Jazzy, I don't know you. So I don't know if you're out there trying to just find some mess on me. Because they asked Angel, are you mad at Angel? I mean, are you mad at Jazzy or are you mad at the girl? And Angel said, I don't know. I wouldn't know either. Because the way y'all like to move in these circles, I don't know who I can trust. And just like she said, girl, it feels like a pile on. And they played clips, and we know production gets it wrong sometimes, but they played the clip of Jazelle, basically calling her out about the Photoshop. They played the clip of Jazelle, also then saying that, oh girl, the night is young, because I think Angel said something about, I guess, them coming for her, and she was like, oh, the night is young. So I could completely understand why Angel feels like this is just another stunt that y'all are trying to pull on me. And the fact of the matter is, Jazzy said, this is what Jazzy said. Once she said someone messaged her, and then Jazzy said, however, based off of her not wanting me on this trip, it made her basically pause. Is this someone I should be getting to know? See, and that's the problem, because Angel never said she didn't want you on the trip. Jazelle lied and said that Angel said that. What Angel said was, can you bring Sharice? And when Jazelle went back and told the group, she said that Angel said, can you bring Sharice instead of Jazzy? So Jazzy still has it in her head that Angel didn't want her on the trip when that's not what Angel said. Or at least they ain't played the footage of Angel saying that. So it can appear to Angel, if you put yourself in Angel's shoes, and we know how this housewife shit works, it does appear that Jazzy could have went looking for information to bring on this show. And while you think you're trying to do me a solid by telling me off camera, girl, how are we even talking about this in the first motherfucking place? Somebody just DM'd you. Girl, I just made it to this show a couple of weeks ago. You act like I've been on this show for a season or two. You just met me. Can we just keep it real? Jazzy just met that girl a couple of weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, everybody DMing Jazzy about stories about how Angel was as a wag. No, it appears as though Jazzy could have went digging for information because she thought that, girl, I'm going to have to tussle with this bitch. So let me go get some dirt. And then maybe Jazzy probably had a change of heart and said, well, girl, let me just probably have an off-camera conversation with her. Even though, girl, it's still being captured on camera somewhat. So I don't know why people are acting like they don't understand why Angel feels the way that she feels. Girl, these bitches get down and dirty on Housewives. So here y'all go, again, looking for shit to pick on me about, looking for shit from 2016, and then y'all wonder why Angel feels a certain way. Of course she's going to feel like it's a pile on. Of course I want to feel like y'all are up to no good. Because that's what y'all do in this circle anyways. And now you, Miss Jazzy, who I just met, girl, 11 days ago, telling me about some bitch who DM'd you. Now I just made it 11 days, but they ain't been knowing each other that long. But just like Jazzy said, however, based off of you not wanting me on this trip, it basically made her pause. But that's because that's what Jazelle said. So Angel gets upset and she leaves. She goes outside. When Jazelle says, Angel, you could have kept your mouth closed and Wendy and Ashley would have been in the corner. I'm not going to lie, be a holler. Jazelle says, Angel, you could have kept your mouth closed and Wendy and Ashley would have been in the corner kissing. That's what we wanted, girl. Excuse me. And then Wendy basically says that Angel and her wings can go home. Baby, now I will say, Wendy being on Angel's ass does not bother me. Because again, Angel, you wanted to mess with Wendy. You open up the door. Like, girl, you can't open up the door and then get mad because the girls keep their foot on the motherfucking gas. You know what I'm saying? But in this scenario with Angel and Jazzy, I can completely get why Angel feels the way that she feels about Jazzy. And we're not gonna sit here and act like Jazzy could have been doing Angel a solid. Because girl, you shouldn't know this information anyway. So who the fuck messaged you about me? And I just made this to the show my damn self. I could see if this was maybe my second season. And now you coming to me telling me, oh girl, well there are these stories out here. Girl, is Jazzy really that deep into the WAG community where she would know these stories about Angel? Girl, I understand. Girl, the NFL got how many teams? You really think I feel like the only girls who probably know each other, you would have to be like the Savannah James, like the Vanessa Bryants of the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Like those girls probably, even if their husbands don't even play on the same team at all. I can see those girls at one point probably linking up, like the Larsa Pippins, the girls of who are the wives to the top NBA players. But I don't think that Jazzy no. You ain't heard no stories. Girl, the girls, you was out there looking for tea. Girl, you probably started asking about Angel because of you being a WAG, and then you found out some information. But I don't think the information just landed in your DMs. I don't believe that. Anyways, I think that's all I got to say. But I do think that people are purposely misunderstanding Angel. I just think that the viewers have to have someone who they dislike, and I think the person is Angel, because we have to have somebody to not like. Even though Angel really hasn't done anything, to me she hasn't. And like I said, no shade, but people, y'all be wanting to throw away Housewives so quick. Like y'all be expecting people to get onto these shows and just hit it out the park. Everybody is not gonna hit it out the park their first season. Like I said the other night, girl, Portia literally almost lost her job after her first season. Be very clear. And now Portia is in the middle of the pack. You see what I'm saying? So to go to try to just want to get rid of someone because a few episodes in, you don't vibe with them, and then they could come out to be the girl in charge in a few years is absolutely insane to me. Because we see it happen all the time. Angie K on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Nobody liked Angie K her first season, and now this bitch sitting beside Andy at the reunion, and she been in the middle of 2 seasons in a row. Hello? We can name a couple of girls who didn't necessarily start out as fan favorites. Look at Drew Sidora. Like one of the cousins said, now everybody a Sidora soldier. Girl, Drew was on Atlanta for 2 or 3 years and didn't nobody care about Drew. Then all of a sudden, last Sugar, everybody was going for Drew. Out the blue. Andy was about to fire Portia after her first season. And I think it was Nene and Candy or Nene and Kim who stepped in and saved Portia's job. And then she went on to steal husbands and Hennessy. Anyways, girl, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Girl, hopefully we will be back to 100% in a couple of days. All right? We getting there. The mess is back in full effect. Oh, is this recording? Girl. Oh, girl. You know, I was about to have a mini heart attack. Ooh! Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gone. This is a new mic. This is a new girl. Like the other mic I had, I just took that mic back the other day and got this mic on Friday. Yeah, so this is like a new mic. This is not the other mic. This is a new. So far, so good. I just got to learn how. Anyways, girl, let me get up off of here. I'll start running my mouth and bye, y'all. I do want to add this, though. I will say that in Jazzy's defense, it is something to be said that she did not bring that information up in front of the group and that she, I guess, tried to have an off-camera conversation with Angel, even though it wasn't necessarily off camera because again they showed them having the conversation, and we heard bits of the audio. So yeah, it does go to show that Jazzy could have been coming from a place of concern, maybe that she was not trying to embarrass Angel due to them having the conversation not in front of the group. But I also will still say that with Angel, I can see how Angel could be looking at Jazzy sideways because one, bitch, how you know this? We're not gonna act like Darius. You know, like people tried to say that Angel was being shady with my man was a 10-year starter. We're not gonna act like Darius is Michael Irvin. Or how much moving and shaking are you really doing within the WAG community based off of the position of your husband? I don't know. But how you know this information anyways, girl? The girl's really just DMing you about me like that? When the people really don't even know who I am? Or maybe the girls might be jealous. How did you get this information? It could be that someone did DM Jazzy. Let's say it got out. And then people, we all knew, of course, Angel. They got these new housewives. One of them name is Angel. Because I think we already knew this. And then the girls found out, oh, I know that bitch. That bitch cussed me out. Oh, you know what? I'm a DM Jazzy. That's a possibility. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that Angel is wrong for probably processing it the way that she's processing it. Like she said in the confessional, girl, I don't even know you. And you coming to telling me information, basically, about something that happened in 2016. And just like Jazzy said, girl, what did she say? Let me get my notes again. However, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, Jazzy, however, said, based off of you not wanting me on this trip, it made me pause. Right? Is this someone who I would want to get to know? So you already had it in your head that Angel was coming for you, Jazzy, based off of what Jazelle said, even though that wasn't the truth. Anyways, I'm done. But yeah, like I said, you know, I could see giving Jazzy somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was trying to come from a genuine place to have the conversation off camera, but it still doesn't mean that I wouldn't understand why Angel, based off of this being the housewife world and how dirty and nasty these girls can get, why I would be looking at you sideways too. Because I don't even know you, girl. And I know how y'all get down and dirty over here. I've watched a few seasons of Housewives. I know the girls talk about bringing pistols and whips and how they bring up Big Booty Magazine girls, how they did Eddie and Wendy, how they brought up Ray shriveled up dick. I know how the girls get down. I know how y'all bring up sexual assault allegations and how somebody tried to lure y'all into a room because your glam squad was gone. I know how y'all get down. So we're not going to act like Angel ain't got reason to pause. That's all I'm saying.